A reverse curve is when we have two closely spaced horizontal curves that have deflection angles in the opposite direction. So a driver is going to experience this reverse curve system driving through the curve. They'll have super elevation that is in one direction, then they'll make the transition back to normal crown, and then have super elevation in the other direction. So to make sure that this transition is smooth and that this system works, we need to make sure that we appropriately plan for these curves. And in this example, I'm going to talk about simple curves. We need to make sure that we can go smoothly from one super elevation to the super elevation and have that work cohesively for the driver. The issue comes in with our terminology. So we typically think about simple curves starting at the PC, that's the point of curvature, and ending at the PT, that's the point of tangency. But that doesn't line up precisely with our cross slope. So typically where we're going to see our PC is somewhere between our reverse curve, somewhere between our reverse crown and our design super elevation. So our reverse crown happens when the entire pavement is sloped at 2%. So the outside edge of pavement has rotated up to that point, and our design super elevation, whatever our design super elevation is, has been achieved. So somewhere in this portion of the road is actually where we're going to designate as the PC or the PT, depending on what direction we're coming from. So if we were to say we're going to have this curve go from the PC to the PT, and then we're going to start immediately with this other curve to make up our reverse curve system, we're going to have a huge issue with the disruption in this cross slope. So the driver coming through would not be able to safely negotiate this. We're going to go from super elevation in one direction to super elevation in the other, and there's no room to transition. So we've got to be very careful when we're making a reverse curve to make sure that we provide room for that transition. And again, because in this curve, if we were to say we're going to stop at the PT, it may happen somewhere in this area, and then the PC of this curve would happen somewhere here. But we need to go beyond that in each of these instances to provide the transition for the cross sections. So this extra section here is going to allow the transition back towards normal crown. We're going to add this in the other curve as well, and now we've got a smooth transition from a curve in one direction to a curve in the other direction. And ultimately it comes down to the definition of where the PC and the PT is and making sure we have room to make this transition smoothly between the curves. Because again, with a simple curve, we're looking at the PC being somewhere in this area and the PT being here. But as you can see, there's a lot of cross slopes changes that are still going to occur before this point, before the PC, after the PT, and then again to the second curve, we're going to have the PC starting in approximately this location and the curve following through to the PT, and there's still a transition of the cross slope before and after those points. So it's important to have those considerations when we're thinking about this larger reverse curve system. Again, a simple curve in one direction transitioning to a simple curve in another direction.